Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Sally Ann Kearns, and I am a functional nutritionist that gets pretty excited about health hacks. So today we are going to share some really exciting information. I'm going to cover some of the most life-changing health technology that has come into my clinical practice and my life in the last 2 and a bit years. And I have witnessed miracle after miracle after miracle. And I feel really grateful to be able to share this with you today. So I'm just going to share my screen. So at the beginning of the presentation, I'm going to go into the health technology. And then at the end, I'm going to cover the opportunity. There is an opportunity at the moment where we are looking for people that are looking, that want to expand their skill set and just grow with us. And so the big question just today, though, is have you been patched? Now, what do I mean? So we have been very excited to be exposed to this technology in Australia for just over 2.5 years. And as an early adopter, there was a fair bit of fumbling in the beginning, but what we've recognised based on the studies is that this technology, despite being small, is highly mighty. And what does it do? It elevates, activates, and regenerates our body. So it's not actually, funnily enough, the patch doing anything. It's the patch reminding our body how to resume healing itself. So where does it come from? Why have we all never heard of this? Why is this the first time 2 years ago that somebody said, hey, Sally, you really need to look at this? Well, David Schmidt is quite a humble man, and he is highly on purpose, which means that he's had a really strong vision for humanity's well-being for a very long time. And this all began when he was commissioned by the US Navy to support the health and well-being and longevity of the SEALs. Now, the Navy SEALs were going out and they were doing these expeditions, and lo and behold, they were relying heavily on stimulants and amphetamines, which he just realized is not good enough for veterans representing USA. So he designed a cool technology which used light. Now, this man has over 130 patents. Now, that's not something to be sneezed at. I don't actually have any friends with any patents. He's the scientist and the inventor and the CEO. He specialized in age reversing when he really started to witness the gracefulness that lobsters age. So lobsters, I don't know if you know this, but David is a biologist, and he recognized that as lobsters get older, they get stronger. So as they hit that sort of that aging age, they really are strengthened, they become stronger. And he started to get very curious about this, and this is where his attention really started to focus on stem cells. Now, why? Well, he realized that the planktarian, which is also an amphibian, when you were to cut its head off, it can regrow its own head in a short period of time, like within sort of 18 days. And he got really curious about this and started to ask, well, why can this amphibian do this? And how do we mimic that for humans? Obviously, we don't want to cut our own heads off. So his goal started with phototherapy and light. And his intention was to actually mimic the healing condition in the lab to enable the planktarian to regrow its head in a day. And guess what? $4.5 million, and 10 years later, he did it. So fortunately, we are not amphibians, but what we have seen is rapid wound healing. So very, very exciting. It is patented. So why is that exciting? It just means that nobody else can duplicate or mimic this technology. It is exclusively ours. The patent lasts 20 years until 2040. So we still have a very, very good run on using this technology around the world. What does the patent say? Now, essentially, as we read it, we've got an elevating copper peptides, so not copper, but the peptide copper, GHKCU, including the activation of stem cells, improvements in energy and elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, and improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So That's pretty exciting. Like this is pretty exciting stuff. And I am so grateful that I've been able to use it. One thing that the medical practices don't share with us. So when I was really, really unwell post-birthing my children, I never went into a doctor and had somebody say to me, "Oh, did you know that beyond 30, your stem cells are halved? And by the age of 60, they're essentially waving goodbye to each other." No one had this conversation with me, and I felt a little bit gypped in the sense that how was I to explain this aging process that was taking place in my body? Now I know differently, according to David Schmidt. So hundreds of millions of people are experiencing aging every single day, whether it be fine lines, lack of mobility, changing in hair color, essentially that aging process of sunspots, etc., and the sagginess of skin. Now, I'm not vain, but I want to be healthy. So one of the reasons that this has been really fun is as we activate our ability to regenerate stem cells, we handbrake the aging process. So I actually feel younger now, 24 months in, than I did in my mid-30s. I'm now in my mid-40s. So I feel more youthful and more vibrant, which is pretty incredible. How does it work? So it works essentially by, let somebody in, sorry. It works as a proprietary form of phototherapy. So it's nanocrystal technology. So it's organic nanocrystals created in a laboratory in Galway in Ireland. And what they're designed to do is, just like a little mirror, reflect light back, our light, back to us. And why is that powerful? Essentially, I love to think about this as the same way as we go out into the sun, and if my skin is to be exposed to the sun, the frequency of light from the sun enables my skin to create, and my body to create, vitamin D. So if we look at the same process, I'm wearing this patch, I'm wearing it, and it's reflecting light back to my body, and that is what is stimulating the GHKCU and awakening sleepy stem cells. There's no drugs or chemicals. It's not like a nicotine patch or a HRT. It's non-transdermal. Nothing is going into the skin. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's not invasive. So why is that important? Well, it's that do no harm philosophy. So if you were to have an adverse reaction to the 3M adhesive, which is medical grade, if you take the patch off, those symptoms will stop. Whereas if I was to give you, say, a supplement, and that supplement you had an adverse reaction to, it's not going to stop once you've ingested it in 10 minutes. So that philosophy of supporting people with chronic health is really fun. And of course, we're not medical doctors. We're not intending to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. And if you have a chronic condition, you do want to chat to your medical care team. But most people we see get a positive shift with this technology. So what does it look like? What does that shift look like? For people that are in the gym, I'm constantly hearing people share about their new PB and their increased strength, or being able to have more mobility in their hips when they're doing stretches and yoga, etc. This reduction in inflammation, the increased stamina, so not getting that sort of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. slump where you're just literally like poring over your desk waiting for some caffeine or some sugar. The mental clarity has been life-changing for me. It's like someone has sharpened my binoculars and I can actually see the world exactly as it is. And this is really interesting. So my practitioner brain loves this part because we're able to restore not only muscular but skeletal conditions. Now, usually you can do one but not the other. So the fact that when we awaken these stem cells in our body, they go to repair where they're needed, which is really amazingly powerful. Improvement of sleep and improved skin appearance. All my sunspots started to disappear, all the fine lines around my eyes. Yeah, cool, huh? And as David Schmidt says, we're achieving optimal health and a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So it's that feeling of joy, that feeling of wanting to be on the planet, wanting to fulfill your purpose. That's another side effect, positive. So let's get into the science deeper. So this is a 77-year-old participant in the study, and she has placed the X39 patch on the back of her neck, just like I have. And prior to using the X39, this is a scan of her brain. So the red that you can see is inflammation. Now, we all know that inflammation leads to inflammaging. And in this case, this is really showing up in her life as a lack of coherence. So the lack of the ability to do simple tasks. And the awesome thing is when this woman has put the X39 on within 3 weeks, not months, not years. So we're talking years and years and years of damage that we do in our environment and with our diet and our lifestyle and stress. We're talking 21 days, guys. This is the mapping of the brain. So showing that there's no further inflammation with the red. And then by the 6th week, this is a complete turnaround. So this is much better brain coherence. This is probably showing up as joy, which a lot of people do share that they experience. And it can be noted here that her brain was hyperactive. And so this patch has really supported that activity in her as well. So what are the long-term results? And I actually think that this should be changed to short-term results, because if you were to start on any pharmaceutical product with your GP would ask you to at least instigate those changes for at least 3 months, if not 12, actually, in some cases. So when we're able to do these in such a short period of time, I feel like this should be short-term results, because even though as humans we have a desire for everything to happen like that, it's sometimes years and years and years of doing perhaps the wrong thing by our body doesn't necessarily reset in 24 hours. So as we can see here, we've got 4,000 genes in the first few days resetting to a younger, healthier age. Now, who doesn't want that, right? Seriously. Within 6 weeks, as per the study that we just looked at with the brain, this is the brain becoming balanced, showing up as joy. Collagen increasing. Now, this is not just collagen to make us look youthful, guys. This is collagen in every single connective tissue in our body. So what does that mean? It means that we're feeling healthy, strong. And what really got my husband and I across the line here was this 6 months. The studies showed 14 out of 15 people reverse their vascular age, their heart age, by an average of 8 years. So some people more and some people less, but that was the average. And as David Schmidt says, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. And I'll take it. So how do you wear it? You essentially take it out of the packet. I leave mine near my toothbrush. So I brush my teeth in the morning, pop it on, brush my teeth at night, take it off, put it on my fur baby, put it on my indoor plants. I'm wearing it for 12 hours. I'm then discarding the patch, and the next morning I'm doing exactly the same thing. You can wear more than one, although when we're first starting out, we want to identify like how's your body responding. Some people are highly sensitive to changes in their health. So we just need to be mindful that we're all beautifully bio-individual, and start with one and you can always increase it. Plenty of water, 2.1 litres, clean filtered water for women, 2.8 daily for men. This is a minimum, guys, because as we start to flush things through and glutathione starts to accelerate in the liver, detoxification, we want to move those impurities through the body, through the urinary tract. Okay, so this is where it gets juicy. So I've actually got a guest on, I'm hoping, if he is available. I know he was taking a call at the same time. Ray, are you free? He might still be on that phone call. Hang on.
No, I am here.
Okay. So this is my husband. I've dragged him in today. And he was the reason why we started patching. So we were praying for a solution to a problem with Ray's back pain. And with a 4 and a 6-year-old and an active farm, I was really starting to think, how are we going to manage And a beautiful friend of mine, Misha, she came to me and she said, I've got something that I think will help you. And she didn't know that we were praying for that solution. So when she gifted us with this information, I literally jumped on it and I went, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. So we got the patches, and I'm going to let Ray share his side of this story.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Sally, my beautiful wife, Sally here. Thanks. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, look, sorry, I'm just going to stand up right here so you don't have that light shining above my head like a halo. Look, yeah, look, I've got so many testimonies, but as Sally touched on there, the original it is, I had a degenerated disc in the bottom of my back. I say had because I've got no symptoms of it anymore. We were living out west. We had a small farm, and as you would imagine, the labour associated with a farm, it's pretty grueling on an aging body like mine. And we had two young children. Anyway, I had a bulging disc in my lower back, and it laid me out flat, and it was excruciating. And this was pretty hard. It was pretty hard for myself. It was the fact that I've got young boys who always wanted to run around and kick a ball and do all those type of things. I couldn't do that. I was just flat on my back, and we were praying for a solution. And as Sal mentioned, our wonderful friend Misha, who's actually a senior presidential director of this business now, introduced us to this patch. I must say I'm what they would call a one patch wonder. Is that I put the patch on where it hurts, right in the base of the lower back where I had the pain. And within the first day, my pain levels went from an 8 down to a 3. So from not being able to move and flat on my back to being able to get up and walk around and get mobile again, it was nothing more than a miracle for myself. And so I diligently wore that patch for the next 2 weeks. And I've got to say, look, my background's engineering, and I deal in science stuff all the time. And I was a complete skeptic, but I could not deny the fact that I had this major shift with this product of just sticking this patch on. So I wore it diligently for the next 2 weeks. And then I started to notice other things. One, my energy levels, and it's a different kind of energy level. I used to, because I do office work, and I was finding I was getting really mentally tired. By the time I get to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I was having to grab a coffee or a chocolate bar or something for that sugar fix just to get me through to like 6 p.m. And I noticed one day I looked at my watch and I've gone, hang on, 6 p.m. What's going on? I never even needed that coffee. I was just sailing through, and I'm like going, this is just phenomenal. And I had brain fog as well. My thinking was absolutely crystal clear. I was sharp as a tack, and I'm just going, this is awesome. And the only thing that I could put it down to was the patch. Anyway, so I kept wearing it, and things were just constantly improving. My back was improving. I was getting healing all over the place. And I looked at my hand one day. I had dermatitis on my hand for 20 years. It drove me nuts. And I'd seen doctors, I'd seen specialists, they'd given me every steroid cream and everything like that. And it was just there and something I had to live with. And not being so much in touch with my own health at that stage, so to speak, is I looked at my hand one day and then took another look. I was going, hang on, where's my dermatitis? And then I realized it wasn't itching. It's 100% gone, never to return. So I'm just like going, this is nuts. I could not believe it. So yeah, so I've been now wearing the patches for probably 18 months, close to 2 years now. The healing just keeps on going on. What I was particularly finding, used to be an athlete in the past. You hear that a lot, but I used to play rugby, play with boys a lot bigger than myself, and I battered my body around a lot, after 4 broken noses, broken arm, broken hand, broken foot, cracked ribs, everything else. I'd had 2 shoulder reconstructions. I'd had the arthroscopes done on both my knees. And I was just constantly in pain. I was like going, here I am, I'm just going to be one of these horrible old arthritic early, early in your age, right? For just not looking after your body when you were younger. All of that's gone. All of that pain's gone. I've got full motion in all my in my joints, in my shoulders. The strength is certainly coming back. It's yeah, and again, I can only put it down to these patches and what they do. One, for inflammation, but two is getting your stem cells fired up, is what I understand, because it's definitely returning myself back to a younger, better version of myself. It's sort of definitely beating that sort of aging process for what many of us experience as we get older with just not recovering. If I sprain my ankle, instead of, when you were younger, it would, you would take you 2 days to get over it, and then I did it a couple of years ago and it took me about 6 weeks to get over it. But now I'm sort of, any of those type of injuries, I'm bouncing back from them quite quickly. So all I can say is that's my testimony. I get excited every time I realize something new. I wish I'd done it and benchmarked myself beforehand. Didn't even think about just getting my bloods done, but definitely my internal organ health is starting to, well, it's improving, but just by the blood work that I get, on your regular men's checkups or people's checkups. The blood work's all showing better, all that type of thing. And again, I can only really put it down to the fact that I've been patching. So
thank you so much.
that is my testimony, and they just keep on coming.
I thought it was all my good cooking, honey. Joking. All right, thank you. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, and thanks, Ray. I do appreciate you sharing. It's always really powerful to hear what's going on for others, and obviously, as a loved one, I wasn't a one-patch wonder, but witnessing Ray's transformation made me realise, well, I don't know where these things. And 6 weeks in, a hemorrhoid disappeared. Now, that was a bit traumatic and probably too much information, but I want to share with you why. And the reason being is when you look at that vascular pattern, the 6-month mark, the heart reversing in age, that is the vascular system. So the hemorrhoid is the vascular system, as is eyesight. So what we've witnessed is people with glaucomas and different things going on with their eyes, particularly rare genetic conditions as well. They've gone back to their specialist, and the specialist has said, you have changed your eyesight health by 4 years younger, which is extraordinary. So we're witnessing these transformations. Everyone's different. You stick that on, your body knows where to go. You might think it's your sore knee, but your liver might need some support, or your kidneys, or your adrenal function, or who knows, but your body does. So we're just guessing as lay people, but your body actually knows how to heal itself. So I'm going to shift gears a little bit and go into the opportunities. So we're looking for people right now to partner with. And what does that look like? So firstly, if you need to satisfy yourself on the science, as opposed to just doing what I did and sticking this bad boy on me, you can go to thisisit.info.com. Now, this has the home, the patents, the studies, and a series of categorized testimonials from our beautiful training team out of the US. LifeWave as an organization, although you may not have heard of them yet, they are a 20-year-old company. We celebrated our 20-year anniversary in October 2024, so just 5 months ago. And before the X39, they were turning over an average of $20 million in gross sales. Then this bad boy came along and changed everything. And we have just closed out. So it went to 320 million to 430 million. We've just closed out 2024 at 650 million. This year, 2025, we're doing $1 billion. So why? Because we know that we can, and there's so many more lives that need their health touched. And we're excited. We are legally in 75 countries. And like a lot of other direct selling organizations, we're not a weight loss product or a skincare or a supplement. So you're not competing in that space. It's very unique. We are ranked and currently still ranked for all of 2024 and to date at the #1 business from home via businessforhome.org. Now, this is an organization that looks at direct selling industry, and I like being #1. I think that's exciting. Now, we also were awarded the Global Bravo Awards by DSN, so Direct Selling News, in 2024. So we are the #1 growth company. That is very exciting to be part of something that has such a strong vision and can create so much transformation. So this is David Schmidt here. This is Meredith Burkich, which Ray and I had the privilege to have breakfast with in Vietnam as the company paid for our trip there last year in November. And this is Steve and Gina Merritt. They have been in this industry for combined 60 years, and they have created one of the most unique and empowering training systems to help you win. This is a head office in Utah that they just bought and opened in last year. And these are some of the capacities. We have 2 events that are training in person in the US, August the 8th to the 10th and 10th to the 11th of January every year. So mark that in your calendar. You want to be part of this extraordinary training. And I guess what it comes down to is you might have been invited to this event just to reposition your health, and that is totally okay. We want to bless you with that. But if you're like us and you're sort of seeking more and you witness these transformations and you keep sharing this technology and what it's done for you with others, this can really create some freedom for you financially and also time. You know, like the more wealth we're creating generationally, the more time we have to do the things that we really want to do. And what we've witnessed is that a lot of people that come on board as a brand partner, they're really wanting that freedom, and it's one of their highest values. So for you might just be sitting here going, oh my goodness, an extra $200-300 a week would be life-changing. Or you could be sitting here going, I could really do with $2,000 a week. It's essentially your vision and desire will drive the outcomes of your ability to get out of your own way and share this technology and overcome obstacles. So it's a compensation plan that is uncapped in part of it financially. And the other part, which is the binary system, is capped at $25,000 weekly US. I don't know many people that would not benefit from $25,000 a week US. I'm not stating that if you share it with 4 people, you're going to create that. But you don't know who they know. And this is what we're witnessing. And people are hungry for change in their lives. And this is gifting them not only health, but also the opportunity to create an income from home, doing something that is in alignment with their values. We also get paid on supporting others. So I share this technology with my beautiful friend, Shelley, and Shelley shares it with her friend, Stephanie, and Stephanie shares that with her friend, Jacqueline. And we all work together where we're training and supporting each other. We all are financially remunerated, which is really powerful. In my former career as a real estate agent, there was none of that. I was training staff and I never got remunerated for it. So we all have a vested interest in lifting others up. Okay, so how do we get started? There's 3 ways. Now, if you're just somebody that wants to trial the product, this is a great place to start. You get 3 sleeves, which has 90 patches. You're using 1 a day. So it's technically 90 days worth. This works in with GST and shipping at today's exchange at about $530. The advanced pack is for the business builder or for a couple. So this is what Ray and I did initially. And within a few weeks, we had paid for this with the flow back from the organization, and we upgraded to the premium. So this works out to be about $930, I think, and this is about $3,111. So why you want this and why we quickly came to that realization is, as I'm starting Shelley on the technology, I'm going to say, look, borrow this, and when yours arrive, give this one back to me. So that gets Shelley started to claiming her health. And of course, they're going to come back like a boomerang. So it's really fun. It is a subscription model. So if you're building the business, you will be required to jump on a 2-sleeve subscription. But if you're just trialing the product, 1 sleeve is sufficient. Now, there is a money back guarantee for 30 days, but less than 1% of people claim that. So if you'd like to explore more, this is the information on the technology. There's doctors' talks, there's panels, there's David Schmidt talking about how he created it. There's so much. You could do a 4-hour dive just here. And this is the resource that we send to potential customers. This, however, is our training platform. So it tells you for free, no subscription to this, how to build your business and how to win fast. So if you're the type of person that loves a system, I'm really passionate about systems, they work, they're effective, then this is how we can really leverage our time as we grow. So in closing out, I'm not sure what's keeping you awake at night. It could just be that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're just wanting to bounce your energy. Or you could be sitting there going, what if I could create an income that is generational, that I can provide as a gift to future generations coming up in my bloodline, my family. And what if I could touch the lives of others? What if I could tithe big and gift big, or create a health retreat, or give my job the finger, you know, whatever it is for you. I don't know what is lighting you up or keeping you awake, but I know for us, my big passion is helping ignite others with their health and their wealth and the community that has been created in this organization. So feeling totally blessed, I encourage you to go back to the kind, loving person that shared this information with you and just ask them and just tell them, hey, you know what? Love that you invited me. Thank you so much. I'm a number one. I really want to claim my health. Or if you see the bigger picture and you're like, you know what, I want to run with this, I want to build a business and I want to set myself free, well, great, go back to them and say, I'm a number two, I'm ready to build. And if you just need more information, our brand partners have so many incredible resources on file that could just be the tipping point for you to be making an educated decision. So go back to them and let them know, hey, I need more info, and we will support you on that journey. And I just want to say thank you to Ray, and thank you for everyone to attend. I know I spoke fast, but it is my intention to value your time. So just want you to have a beautiful day, and we look forward to thriving with you.